Fox Sports.
We are Fox. We are
Last night, the Braves' bats erupted for 10 hits and 5 runs, while the back end of the bullpen saved a Cincinnati surge. Tonight, David Hale makes his way to the mound opposite Reds righty Mike Leake. It's Saturday Night Baseball on Fox Sports South. The Reds and the Braves tangle next. We welcome you to Turner Field in Atlanta, Georgia for Game 2 of our big 3-game series with the Cincinnati Reds. And all year long, Braves baseball is brought to you by Academy Sports and Outdoors. The right stuff, the low price every day. A 1-run win for the Braves last night. They held on and beat the Reds by a final of 5-4. A win tonight guarantees Atlanta a 7th series win this year. And hi again, friends. Joe and Chip back with you at the ballpark. Great way to get the weekend started last night. And another fun pitching matchup this evening. David Hale for the Braves and one of the Reds' best, Mike Leake, who jumped all the way from college ball to the big leagues, and he had a big year last year.
Yeah, he's only pitched 2 games in the minor leagues his whole career. Made the jump from Arizona State as a first-round pick back in 2009. This guy's a tremendous athlete. 5'10", 200-pounder, but he can pitch, he can field his position, and boy, can he hit. This guy can do a lot of things to help himself win a ball game. He's very good. These are his numbers since the 2013 season, his last 35 starts. Outstanding numbers, and his last start against the Pirates should have gotten a win, but the bullpen blew it for him late.
Should have gotten a win is one way to describe David Hale's last outing for the Braves.
Absolutely. In New York, had a chance for the W, got a ground ball when he needed a double play, but the infield was not able to make the play, and it cost him a decision. He just needs some better luck. Check it out. He's got great numbers in 5 starts in the big leagues, a 2.05 ERA. He's looking for his first win this year, and maybe with a little luck he can get it. Tonight is Military Appreciation Night, and maybe David Hale can fire some rockets by the Reds.
And one of them was hit by Justin Upton in the first inning last night. He's been a Turner Field terror, and when we come back, Jen will break that down for us as we get you set for the Braves and Reds Game 2 tonight.
Braves host the Reds in the second of a three-game series here at Turner Field. Hi, everybody. I'm Jen Hildreth, and the Braves have been pretty good here at home this season. 3-1 on this homestand, 7-3 overall at home. And one guy in particular who you're going to want to keep an eye on, Justin Upton. He is the focus of our Yellowwood brand, bringing the lumber. Why? Because he's been cracking them out of the park. Justin leads the team with 6 home runs, and he's doing a lot of his damage here, giving some Braves fans a chance to go home with a souvenir if you're sitting in the outfield seats. If you look at Justin's numbers in the 10 home games this season, he's hitting .441. Remember, I said he had 6 home runs. Well, 5 of those coming here at home in Turner Field, 11 RBI and 9 runs. And Justin helped those numbers and his team out last night with a 3-run shot in the first. He does like to strike early, so you best stick around. He and the Braves will be coming up shortly. David Hale set to take them out for the Braves as they take on the Reds. Coming up next.
Home Depot.
Love the star-spangled uniforms the Braves are sporting tonight for Military Family Night here at Turner Field. A great and very touching on-field ceremony that I hope you enjoyed during Braves Live. And David Hale takes them out on this very special night, looking for his first victory of the season for the Braves. And he'll face the 11-12 Cincinnati Reds tonight. Their Toyota starting 9 looks a little different with injury. Devin Mesoraco put on the disabled list. That means Brian Pena gets the start behind the plate. And no Todd Frazier. He had to leave the game with a sore groin last evening. That means Neftali Soto makes his first major league start tonight at the hot corner for the Reds.
David Hale makes his 4th start of the year. Great numbers in his career when he's had guys on base. Base is empty, maybe a little different story. He's trying to throw strikes, but with runners on base in his career, how about an .054 average with runners in scoring position and an OFER with 2 out and runners in scoring position? First appearance ever against the Cincinnati Reds. His 4 keys to pitching success tonight, as we keep saying, this guy deserves a little better luck, a little better defense behind him, and maybe a key hit here and there that helps put him up on top early. And number 2, quicker innings. He did throw over 100 pitches in his 6-inning stint against the Mets the last time out. 90 pitches the outing before that in 4 innings against the Mets. So tonight, maybe pitching to contact a little earlier in at bats for guys will get him a little deeper in the game too.
And here is the Atlanta defense. Great story on ESPN about the Braves defensive lineup. The Braves have 20 defensive runs saved so far this year. That's the most in Major League Baseball. 19 of them by the Braves outfield, 10 by Jason Hayward alone in right field. That's pretty impressive. Johnson, Simmons, Ugla, and Freeman around the horn from third to first on the infield. And Evan Gattis, of course, is behind the plate. Love the uniform.
Me too. It's outstanding.
The Braves were winners last night. Took a little longer than we thought it might, what with the instant replay check of the final out, but the call was confirmed by Vic Carapazzo over at first base as Joey Votto grounded out to end the game and preserve a 5-4 Braves victory.
This guy Hamilton swung at the first pitch 3 times last night.
And he was 1 for 4 with an RBI. The Braves pinch at the corners for him. And Hamilton, sure enough, takes a called strike. 79 degrees in Atlanta at first pitch. Billy Hamilton hitting .231 for the year. And he grounds to second again. That'll be the third ground out handled by Dan Ugla off the bat of Hamilton in the series. And always a good idea to keep the speedster off the base paths to start the game. 1 out. Here's Joey Votto, the Reds' first baseman. Cincinnati had a great chance to score in the first inning last night. Votto doubled, Phillips singled, and then Jay Bruce hit into a 9-2 double play with Hayward throwing out Votto at the plate. And that, as you said before the game, really seemed to sap some of the Reds' momentum.
I was talking to Jason about that before the game, about how it's unusual for momentum to shift like that in the first inning of a ball game, and how important that run saved was to the outcome of the ball game. But it occurred in the first inning, top half of the first.
2-0 for Joey Votto, who takes a strike.
Fastball, curveball, changeup for David Hale. 9 walks in his 15 innings. He'd like to get a little better command working too.
Bent around the plate, and Votto now way ahead in the count. Votto is not afraid to take a walk. He's already been issued 19 bases on balls this year. Swinging for the downs on that pitch and missed it. Full count.
Like he almost hurt himself. His front foot kind of skidded right there on the follow through, and it may have irritated his knee a little bit.
To the right side, Freeman's got that. Votto down the line in pretty good shape, but out number 2. Good to see Hale's sinker working early. 2 ground ball outs. And here's Brandon Phillips. Stone Mountain resident, had a couple of hits, scored one of the Reds' runs last night. And he added 10 points to his average with a 2-for-4 game. And high and away, ball 1. Phillips was a 100 RBI man last year. Not nearly as productive to start this season for the Reds. Game number 24 for Cincinnati. Phillips has knocked in just 4. And out of play, foul to even the count. 1 ball, 1 strike. The Reds start play tonight, already 6 games behind Milwaukee in the National League Central. Brewers off to a flying start at 17-6. It's the best record in baseball. And now Phillips down to his last strike in the opening inning. Only 6 men in the National League had triple digits in the RBI column. Phillips was one of them with 103.
That was solid right off the arm of Evan Gattis. Forearm.
Well, get a third strike and just roll the ball back to the mound. Don't have to worry about it. If Phillips obliges here with a 2-2 count, bases empty. A comebacker made Hale skip the rope on the mound. So Brandon Phillips with the first hit of the night, and that'll bring up Jay Bruce.
Brandon Phillips got some good pitches to hit in this sequence, and that one was right down the middle, belt high. Not at all where David Hale wanted that pitch. But it's only a 2-out single.
Jay Bruce is 1 RBI away from 500 for his career. Number 499 came in the 6th inning last night. He drove home the first of the 4 Cincinnati runs. Have to keep an eye on almost every single one of these Reds base runners. That's one of Brian Price's goals for this Cincinnati team. They want to run. Reds have stolen 25 bases collectively. And that's high, ball 2. That's belt high and taken for a called strike.
Boy, remember the Bruce mania that took over Cincinnati a few years ago when he first got called up, and he was making a mid-season bid for Rookie of the Year. He was just tearing it up. Nobody could get him out.
Bruce Almighty, they were calling him that year for the Reds. Yeah. And he takes ball 4 low. So Hale having some 2-out trouble. A hit, now a walk, brings up Ryan Ludwig. I think if there's anything surprising about David Hale, it's the number of walks he's issued as a starter. That's his 10th. Just 16 innings.
Just causes more pitches. You know, when you're averaging close to 20 pitches an inning, 20 pitches is usually considered a high number, and that you're in trouble and trying to get out of it somehow. And that's been the case for him a lot. To his credit, he's been able to pitch out of it, as his ERA would attest, but seems to always be walking that fine line.
But when you hold the opposition, as you saw and mentioned graphically, to 0 for 14 with runners in scoring position and 2 outs, you have yourself some pretty good luck. Let's see if Upton can track this one down. He can't. It's off the fence. 1 run scores. The Braves get the relay in very quickly. And Ryan Ludwig just missed a 3-run homer. Instead, he doubles. That scores Phillips, and it's 1-0 Reds.
And there's the first hit with a runner in scoring position in his career. Fastball, inner third. Fortunate it stayed in the ballpark, and a quick relay here to Andrelton. Everybody knows if you can get the ball to Andrelton, you got a shot at anyone at the plate. And wisely, the Reds held Jay Bruce at third base.
That's been a knock on the Reds. We talked about their desire to be aggressive on the base paths. As Pena bounces to second, Uncla's got that, and a throw to first. The Reds have had 8 men thrown out at the plate this year. No trouble for them in the first. They score the game's first run. And the Reds lead 1-0 after a half inning. Here's the Braves Toyota starting 9. Jason Hayward's getting hot at the top of the order. He's got a 6-game hit streak. Justin Upton, as Jen told you, is really enjoying the home cooking. He's the Braves cleanup hitter. And the Braves may have to find a way to out-hit not just the starting 8 for the Reds, but their starter Mike Leake as well tonight.
Absolutely. 5'10", 190, 26 years old. Born in San Diego, went to Arizona State. You see his career. Now look at the ERAs and the opponent's batting average. I mean, you can almost tell right away that pitching at Great American Ballpark is going to add a full run to your ERA over the course of your career. Better marks on the road.
That's cute off the bat of Jason Hayward.
He was their #1 pick back in 2009. His 4 keys tonight. He's an excellent athlete, feels his position, makes good pitches, throws hard, and he's quite possibly the best hitting pitcher in all of baseball. '87-93 with his fastball. There was a cutter off of it as well. Curveball, changeup, slider.
And he just struck out Jason Hayward on 3 pitches. There's out #1 from the 21st player in baseball to be drafted and go straight to the big leagues from college since 1965. The Braves had one of those players from Arizona State, you might recall, Bob Horner.
Doesn't happen too often these days.
Little tapper off the pitcher's glove, and that'll be a break. Upton's at first, and let's see how that's scored.
I just talked about what a great athlete he is and what an excellent fielder he is as well. That was a good way to jinx him. Kind of like we jinxed David Hale in the first inning.
That's a milestone hit for B.J. Upton, number 1,000 in his big league career. So B.J. can run. He's at first for Freddie Freeman, who picked up his 10th multi-hit game of the year last night. 3 singles. He scored twice. And a good cut, but foul back. So, Jen, a milestone tonight for the Braves center fielder.
Yeah, and I asked BJ about that before the game, if that was going to be special for him when he got that. And he said, yeah, it will. And then he paused and said, I just wish it hadn't taken me so long to get there. Better late than never.
1 ball, 1 strike. Infield hits for Upton in each of the first 2 games of this series. And now Freeman with the 5th highest batting average in the league. A chance to chase him around and tie this game in the first. Mentioned 79 degrees at first pitch. There is a breeze tonight, and it is blowing straight out towards center. It's not a gale-like breeze, but the wind is blowing out. Upton's running, and Freeman sprays it off the screen behind the plate. 2-2.
Like BJ got a good jump too. And not a bad idea to test Brian Pena right away. The Reds had to place Devin Mesoraca on the disabled list after he pulled a hamstring last night, rounding third, and called up a young catcher named Barnhart to take his place.
Not going. And Freeman hits one a mile high toward right center field. Hamilton back on the warning track. Whoa! Can't get it. It's gone. A 2-run homer.
Practice today, Freddie Freeman was hitting some pop bottle rockets like that all over the ballpark. Real high, majestic fly balls that looked like, okay, well, that's an out. That's going to stay in the yard. But they didn't. They kept carrying out. And boy, did he go up and get a high